Hi Zoe.
Hi.
Happy Advent to you.
Is that a thing?
We are into Advent, aren't we? We're into December.
Yes.
So I think, permission to put the Christmas lights up, perhaps.
Yeah.
Christmassy.
Yeah, do you know, in my
kind
house.
of person.
Well,
household.
I honestly, I'm a summer girl.
Are you? Yeah.
I actually get a bit of the sads. Actually, I really, I go, oh no, the summer's ending. But everything picks up again for me when we can go cozy on the first. So we do it on the 1st of December. Yeah. So and the effort involved in putting it all up and getting it down again, I think it's worth doing it for. So we did actually put things up yesterday in our house, and it's always it's a big chore, it's a lot of work, but actually it does suddenly make it all a bit more cozy. I think what's the is it the Danish word?
Yeah, I don't know how to say it, but I know the one.
That thing. The word for cozy.
Cozying up by the fire with your hot chocolate.
And I know that you and I are quite keen on our scarves anyway.
Our coziness.
I mean, it's pretty idyllic today with there's a bit of a frost on the
ground. It's all kind of sparkly, isn't it?
It is nice, but I know that isn't how December feels for a lot of people, and it, it's hard work. Yeah, actually. I mean,
when it's cold and it's been raining for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, and it just feels like there's a lot more pressure and expectation on what you're doing. And I think that's the same for church as well. And that reminder that this is a spiritual journeying time, and I think sometimes we need to be a bit more real about how hard that can be to fit in.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all well and good for vicars and people who are leading and preparing worship and services to keep talking about Advent as a time of fasting and drawing back and extra prayer. And
can we even remember what Advent is?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. What is it to you?
Yeah, I think it is a time of preparation, isn't it? And contemplation and everything. But then when you go into a supermarket and there's boxes of Advent wine or just stuff everywhere, and then there's all the doom and gloom about, we're not going to have any turkey or tinsel this Christmas. I don't eat turkey, not bothered about tinsel, but it's kind of it can feel depressing, can't it?
Yeah. And actually a lot of people are a lot poorer, so financially the pressures
is on.
Very real.
Is on.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's not. Well, most people aren't gonna find it as easy to be relaxed about finance this year because of the cost of everything has gone up, and I do think that does put people under acute pressure. So I do still appreciate the simplicity message that we try and always do in church, but I do think just because of how tired everybody already is, we've actually simplified a lot in church. We are having less services, and we are doing some of them outside, and that forces us to be a bit simpler. Yeah. And it kind of really fits. I mean, at our patch, we really usually do the National Church of England kind of resources. We've been following the star for years.
Oh yeah,
the lovely Following the Stars, and we did just lovely things outside. As always, we've made it our own.
Unique twist.
Yes. People of Church Austin are very special, so yeah, we do.
I like it.
This year, I'm grateful that there's been a kind of a reset on that. It's called the Heart of Christmas, and I'm sure plenty of people will be sharing umpteen really glossy social media hashtags about all of that. But for me, this year, it feels like it catches a mood. Yeah. Because a lot of the stuff that we used to feel like we had to do, actually, COVID has interrupted all of those. We are
permission to stay at home.
Permission to kind of change the traditions, simplify. What are we meeting for? How can we do it in a way that is real, because it's quite a lot of effort, but also it's precious. And so, whilst in past years, the whole launch of all of that stuff always feels a bit late, because it starts, there's reflections and meditations and stuff and it's for the 12 days of Christmas, which begin on Christmas Eve. Which actually is when everyone else has just come
already
to an
exhausted.
end. All of the parties are done. You've got one last push with the dinner.
Get the turkey in.
And then everyone can sit in their fluffy pyjamas for a while. But actually, that's a brilliant time for the message of what's the heart of this about, because it can feel really... everyone's tired. Everyone's definitely poorer. Quite a lot of people would have realised what they didn't have at Christmas, and it can feel like a really
It's
difficult,
cold, it's dark.
and it can be a real anticlimax. That those 2 weeks after Christmas can be really tough for people. I mean, there's a Blue Monday, I think it's sort of earlier on in January. Actually, that's a brilliant time for us to be having those things to drop into our life. There's free emails and all the rest of it, but that kind of message of what's the heart of this. This is a spiritual journey. Your body, your bank balance, your capacity may be fully spent at this point, and it's actually all right and healthy to take that time where you're already tired. Suddenly the pressure is off. We don't even have to have New Year's Eve parties. I suspect we won't be allowed anyway this year. So that kind of, what is the heart of all of this? So yes, Advent is a journey, and yes, we are looking at and obviously praying with and inviting people to draw into that story of what are we making room for. And I love, that's kind of my message this year. I'm really thinking about, and I know you've shared some of that, what am I making room for and how, and that kind of soul story and what's going to be born in my life as a result of this time. But actually I'm quite looking forward to the 12 days this year in a way that I haven't done before. I think actually the resources, they feel right this time. Where's the heart? And I've seen them, and it is about that simplicity, that, you know, it hasn't been and gone. The message of hope is coming every day. Have we made room? And if not, well, we certainly can and need to right now. And even the shops will tell us we're allowed, you know.
Maybe.
And most churches are not holding a service on Boxing Day because it's Sunday. So weirdly,
a little bit of
there is a real grace period, and of course it heads towards Epiphany, which is kind of the, you know, the dawning of the light thing. Well, actually, I'm quite looking forward to some opportunity to rest, reflect, and have maybe even some epiphany of where's the heart for me, and where was it. A bit of honesty about where it was missed, and that I guess opportunity to be attentive to not just the list, the body or the mind, but the soul too, and that's just a really important part of Christmas, not just to shove in, but that we really are going to get those 12 days starting on Christmas Eve, where, you know, maybe even the diary and the shops will allow for that space too. Some space. So I'm not as Advent happens for everybody, but people in church who are busy running around doing everything. Actually, this year, let's own those 12 days as a real time to turn inwards again, and allow a bit of space for what's needed. The heart of Christmas. Happy Advent.
Happy Advent to you.